And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here in Los Angeles. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again here on the Amazon platform. As you guys know, Amazon has started Black Friday deals early. So, one of the reasons why I've been in Los Angeles is sharing some great deals with you guys, but also some great conversations as well. That's why I'm so excited about this next guest. Rob Eberle is joining us today. He's been with me before on Conversations Live, the radio show, but he's making his first appearance here with us on Amazon to talk about his year, his brand new single. He was our Artist of the Week for our radio station in Mississippi with his new single. You guys can see on the Amazon side there, Goodbye to Someone You Love. But we're going to talk to him also about his musical journey, what it's been like for him to share that with all of you. And of course, let you guys know what's coming up. We are simulcasting our broadcast, so we welcome those tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram. If you guys have any questions or comments for Rob, make sure you guys put those in the chat. But Rob, thank you again for the time, man. Really appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, the pleasure's definitely on mine. You've had quite a busy 2024. So I want to first of all say congratulations to you. I was just saying to you before we went live here, I love the way you were promoting the new single, Goodbye to Someone You Love, but also the response seems to be good too. What has it been like for you to see how this year's kind of unfolded for you?
Yeah, so this has, like you said, has been a pretty eventful year. I really hit the ground running this year with everything music. I released a single in March, and then Waterfall, an entire EP that came out this past July called Collateral Damage. And then I went back into the studio and then just started figuring out what was next after the EP. And I actually happened to be on tour with one of my friends, Blake, who also produces my music. And we were in my mom's living room trying to figure out what the next single was going to be. So that's when we wrote Goodbye to Someone You Love. And yeah, everything kind of unfolded from there.
Yeah. And you've taken us on the journey with you, Rob, the move to Los Angeles was a big thing for you, right? And then, of course, being able to even through IG Lives, being able to kind of take us through some of the songs. And what has that been like for you to see the connections you form with your audience along the way?
It's incredible. That's like my favorite thing. My fans are absolutely the sweetest people in the entire world. I'm so grateful for the small platform that I have and every single chance I get to connect with them. Like you said, I like to go live as often as I can, just to connect with them on a more personal level. Play virtual live shows, and play the music that is out because I haven't toured everywhere yet. So that's, kind of do like a little free concert over social media. So it's been really great, and I'm very blessed and grateful to have the opportunity to connect with the fans in that way, for sure.
Yeah, Rob, I was going through with you on the Amazon side some of the music that our audience is able to see there. Of course, we're featuring Goodbye to Someone You Love, but I'm going to go through some of it. Half of You, they can also find there on Amazon. Novocaine is there. I'm going to highlight it for them there. House of Glass, they can be able to see there. There's Not Enough Time is another single that's there. And then, of course, I think that the cool thing is, though, how your fans have kind of grown with you in your music. Do you feel like that too, that as you've released new music and actually come more into your own, that your fans are kind of taking the ride with you?
Yeah, definitely 100%. Like some of the songs that you listed came out a couple of years ago. And like for like Novocaine, for example, There's Not Enough Time. Those both came, I think one came out in 2021, one came out in 2022. So me releasing music during that time compared to now is very sporadic, and it wasn't like as consistent. And that was because I was trying to find what worked for me and trying to find my sound and grow and develop as an artist. And I think a lot of the fans that I have now have been around since the 2022 period and have grown with me as I've discovered my sound and trying to figure out what works for me and exactly the path that I want to take.
Yeah. And you have not been afraid to try new things. I mean, the last time you were on the radio show with me, Rob, I don't know if you remember this, it was because of a collaborative song that you were on. And I think, you've been able to talk about messages that matter to you. Is that what music has always been for you? And not only and something you enjoy, but also an outlet to be able to share your experiences?
Definitely. This EP that I just released, Collateral Damage, that is an extremely personal body of work. Though that's a collection of songs that I have written over the course of maybe 3, 4, 5 years, just all throughout high school. And I bring this up because it's real. I was unfortunately bullied in high school, so a lot of that um, really took a toll on my mental health, and I used songwriting as a tool to like kind of cope with that. And I took everything out on my piano and my guitar and just wrote that entire EP that is out and what everybody hears. I kind of describe it as like every single song on that project is like a different year in my life up until the point where I'm at now.
Love that. Love that. Have you gotten to a place, Rob, where you can look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you're proud of where you are?
100%. And I've like on a personal level, like that is something that I probably wouldn't have been able to say a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
So I'm very grateful and able to say that, like, yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah. Let's go back, Rob, for those who have not been keeping up with you,
Yeah.
and we're going to let them know how to stay connected with you. When did you first know that music was that thing for you? Because it's obvious you have a gift, but when did you first recognize that gift for yourself?
Well, thank you. But I grew up in a very musical family. My dad is a huge inspiration of mine. Was in a band, now works in the industry,
Hmm.
and helps me wherever he can. But I always was around music. Like I remember when his band would play live, I would carry like a plastic bag full of their CDs and like try to sell it to people. Like, hey, listen to their music, listen to this, it's so good. And mind you, I was like 5, maybe 6 years old at the time.
Yeah.
Um, and then I got gifted a guitar at the age of 8 by my grandparents and kind of just like fell in love with music from there. Got into like guitar lessons at maybe like 9, 10 years old. Fell in love with songwriting during that time too. And I released my first song at like 11 years old, which for very good reason is not out anymore. But that was about like 9 years ago now. So
Wow.
I've always been surrounded by music my entire childhood and growing up into adulthood. But yeah, that's really how everything unfolded for me.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned your dad. Of course, that's how I first found out about you.
Yeah.
However, I do have to say the way I've been able to keep up with you is because of social media, and
Okay.
particularly for you, Instagram. In fact, that's how I found out about the new single. It wasn't from your dad. It was actually from you. So I want to talk to about that because
Yeah.
I think what you've done, and I give you so much credit for this, Rob, because unfortunately, not everyone in the creative space like us gets it, the power of
Yeah.
social media and how they can use it. When did you know that it was going to be so instrumental for you in not only spreading the word about your music, but also building your fan base?
Yeah. So the music industry is ever changing, right? I
Mhm.
mean, it's especially with social media and them constantly updating these platforms and it's like it's pretty wild because the
Right.
modern day artist, modern day musician needs to be an influencer. Like they need
Yeah.
to like find ways to connect with their audience, think outside of the box, you know?
Mhm.
It's all about like the artists like being their own marketing team, which is
Yeah.
wild. So I've had a lot of fun with like this, I mean this entire year, but especially with rolling out this new single with figuring out how to push this song and figuring out how to connect with my current audience, but also kind of expand further than that, and how do I
Mhm.
reach new people. So I was very inspired by like these like rom-com movies. So I was like, let me figure out like a way to like incorporate that in my music. So I like if you're talking about like the new song, I would like record a video of of myself like lip syncing the first half of it, and then I would
Mhm.
like make a transition into
Mhm.
a, a movie montage of clips that I put together, or I would do a montage into just like um, a higher quality version of a video that's not just like an iPhone of just myself in
Yeah.
nature or in the studio. So I've been trying to find ways that work, and it has been working, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
I I have reached a lot of new people and a lot of new fans with this song, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But yeah, just got to keep pushing. But like you said, it's like, yeah, the artist has to be their own marketing person.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the thing. And I think you have not only realized that, but again, you just in this conversation, I mean, if any artist is listening or watching this, he's giving you guys three big tips. One, engaging with your audience, going live. I've seen him do it. I've been on his lives before. I actually reached out to him via a live for
You
this
did.
interview. so, so that is a great way. The second thing, I mean, the consistency that you have, Rob, is remarkable and commendable because again, so many will post something and disappear, and you're always there feeding the beast as you have to be. But the
Yeah.
third, I love what you mentioned, especially when it comes to reels, the way that you are cutting them up. I love that. Sometimes you throw the hat and it goes to
Yeah,
the. I mean, I've
exactly.
seen them all, so I mean, it's so
Thank
cool to
you.
watch. So I want to ask about that on the other side, Rob, because I'm sure other artists have reached out to you.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you to know that you're able to inspire other artists in going after their goals and dreams?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's very, I mean, it's inspiring to me too. Like, like having like, the ability to connect with the fans on a personal level, but also have the ability to connect with other artists on a personal level. And a lot of those relationships have turned into collaboration, which I love. A lot of the artists reaching out to me, or even me reaching out to them, we've gotten into the studio together. We are writing something together. So I've been able to connect with them a lot. And a lot of other artists have been very supportive with these videos that I've been posting as well. And a lot of new relationships have been formed from the videos as well. So yeah, it's been truly great.
Love that. Well, I have to ask you, of course, we want our audience to support the new single, Goodbye to Someone You Love. Again, we have it highlighted on the Amazon side for you guys there, but also check out the other music. But Rob, what are you looking forward to next as we're wrapping up this year and preparing for 2025?
Yeah, so there's a lot going on the first quarter of next year. A lot of shows in multiple different places, which I will be announcing very, very soon. I know I just released a single, but my audience knows that I get so excited about music that I always end up teasing it too early. But I am releasing another single the beginning of January. So just and I'm just going to be rolling out another EP next year, which I'm very, very excited about. It's one of my favorite projects that is in the works right now. So yeah, that's really the overview, but without giving too many details as of yet. But
Love it.
definitely, I would
Love it.
stay tuned for sure.
Well, look, that gives us a great thing to do. So, of course, you guys do stay tuned. Again, Rob Eberle has been our guest. Make sure you guys get the new single, Goodbye to Someone You Love. For those joining us on our social, you guys know he's been our Artist of the Week for the radio station Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM. It's been great sharing the single with our audience. Rob, congratulations to you again on another great year. How can our viewers and listeners stay connected with you, man?
Well, thank you. Yeah, you can stay connected with me across all socials, everywhere at Rob Eberle, and my music's also available everywhere at Rob Eberle. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. It's going to be a really, really great end of the year into next. I'm very excited.
Love that. Love that. Well, man, thank you again for spending some time with us while we were visiting Los Angeles and looking forward to our next chat together, man.
Of course, thank you so much.
More than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Those joining us on the radio side at Conversations Live. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.